Hello everyone, Chaos here, and welcome to another old school RuneScape video. Revealed all the way back during RuneFest 2025, Yama has just hit the live servers yesterday as of the time of uploading this video. The new encounter, marketed as an endgame duo boss, brings with it a bunch of intricate mechanics and new items, all of which you can farm in this challenging encounter. Today, I will show you how to get your first KC, and a bunch of tips to become more efficient on your way to the pet or the uniques. Boys and girls, if you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing with notifications on, drop a fat like, and to join our Discord server with the link in the description if you're looking for a Yama partner or a chill community to play with. So let's cut to the chase. In order to fight Yama, you will need completion of the quest called A Kingdom Divided. You have a bunch of prerequisite quests to be able to do it, but in terms of hard requirements, this is the only thing you need to go in. Being an endgame boss, I wouldn't really attempt this with anything lower than base 80 stats, since we will need a few interesting weapons to make the fight a lot more efficient. During my stream, a lot of people ask me which stats I recommend for the fight. After experiencing a little bit more of it, I think you will be pretty comfortable at base level 90s with access to Piety and Augury. I also heavily recommend level 73 or 83 agility for two nifty shortcuts leading to the boss. Another very common question I got on stream is if you can do Yama on a Slayer task. Despite being a demon, none of the current demon tasks work on Yama, and you won't even be able to have it assigned by a master with a perk like a boss. Like I said before, since this is an endgame boss, I won't really be showing rag budget gear, but what you're looking at is the bare minimum I recommend to head into the fight. The Ember Light and the Purging Staff will work wonders against Yama and its mechanics, and if you can only afford one, Purging Staff and maining the Arceus spellbook for those Demon Bane spells will have to do. You don't need a full melee switch, so the Demon Bane weapon along some accessories will do just fine. This is what I'm personally rocking for my solo and duo runs, consisting of full Best in Slot Mage, along an Ember Light with a Vernic Defender, Rancor, and Altar Ring. Prioritize the Shadow and an Ember Light, and then upgrade the gear according to your budget. The Saturated Heart is just a commodity, as you can bring a Forgotten Brew and Super Restores for the magic boost. Don't forget at least one Sam View, since Yama will poison you like Krill Tussaroth and deal up to 20 every time you get damaged by poison. You can also try a melee setup either solo or duo, but in both cases, Shadow makes the fight a lot more chill, even if it costs a few extra seconds per fight. Since the encounter is pretty new, the meta will always be evolving to incorporate new items like the Oathblade Armor and the Soulflame Horn, as well as Surge Potions. But if you want a more chill experience, Magic is the way to go in my opinion. In order to get to Yama, you can use a Fairy Ring code DJR to teleport near the Chasm of Fire. You will then run northwest to use the rope and go inside. If you have 83 agility, click on the chain next to it. If you're level 73, you will have to take a longer route. If you don't have either of these, you will have to go to the bottom floor through the cage elevators, which will take quite a while. So I hope you have been training agility for these nifty shortcuts. Before we get into the mechanics, I will first talk about another frequently asked question on stream. How difficult is this boss compared to others? Unsurprisingly enough, the fight feels extremely easy when done in a duo, and I would say it's easier than the Nightmare. When done solo, however, it actually feels harder than the Phosani's Nightmare, especially for that final phase. If you're looking for a good challenge, this boss should definitely be on your list to get better at the game. Normally, my boss guides have a live KC towards the second half of the video to show you everything I'm thinking of when I'm fighting the boss. This time around, I will only focus on the mechanics because things can get pretty convoluted, and I am still getting efficient as of the time of making this video. I will detail every single mechanic so you understand what's going on, because juggling them all towards the end is going to get very messy. So let's see how to do this with Mage. To start the fight, right-click Yama and select Challenge. He will turn into a giant demon ready to attack. The first thing you'll notice are 5 pentagrams around the arena called glyphs. If the two symbols next to the throne are red, pray Mage. If they are purple, pray Mage instead. Yama will use his basic attack a single time, and then throw his first special attack. When Yama is attacking with Mage, you will see a ring of flame around your character, and then his arm will emit flame as well. When he is attacking with range, you will barely notice a black swirl around your character, and his arm will be surrounded with shadow for a little bit. At first, this is not that big of an issue, but it's extremely important for you to be able to telegraph these attacks for later. During phase 1, special attacks are as follows. After a single attack, Yama will throw the first special at you. When you see him doing the animation, stand on top of either glyph next to the throne to nullify all damage. If the glyphs are red, start praying range, step on the glyph after the animation, and then pray mage. If the glyphs are purple, pray mage, step on the glyph after the animation, and then pray range. You won't need to worry about prayer switches until after the next special attack, so always try to hang around the glyphs. Eventually, you will see both diagonal black flame walls and horizontal red flame trails around the arena. These are not too difficult to avoid, but should you find yourself in a sticky situation, stepping on the purple glyph will protect you against the black flames, and the red one will protect you against the red flames. If you step on any of these, they will deactivate your prayer. Keep in mind that once you step on one glyph, it will be used and you will need to go to another one since it's gonna take a while for them to refresh. Okay, so far so good. Keep watching your prayers as you attack and standing on the glyphs when you need to nullify damage and avoid the flames. The next mechanic are demonic orbs, which spawn randomly around the arena. For this, the purging staff is almost mandatory. Equip it, cast Mark of Darkness in the Arceus spellbook, and then click on one orb. Use your staff special on the second orb, which will make your next attack faster, and then focus on the second orb. If you don't kill them in time, they will damage you and heal Yama for a considerable amount. If you don't have a purging staff, you can kill one of the orbs and then stand on the glyph which is the same color as the orb you did not kill. And this will also nullify damage, but it's still going to heal Yama. When he reaches 66% HP, he will teleport you to either side of the arena. You will have to click on the rocks to jump on them and get to the other side where you will find a demon launching fireballs at you. Make sure to dodge these, for which you can cross the rocks diagonally to make it without taking damage. Once you're on the other side, start attacking the demon, which will always tank your max hit regardless of what you are wearing. Start with magic, and then he will switch prayers, for which you will need to equip your Ember Light and the melee items to alternate damage. Move around to avoid his fireballs as you do this, and then you can even step under him at the right time for the demon to damage itself, much like Araxor's Enraged Face. This is definitely not mandatory, but will deal a little bit of chip damage. Not a lot changes when you get back into Phase 2. You will need to start praying the same way as in P1, and go next to the glyph near the throne. This time though, the special attacks are a little different, but very similar in terms of how to avoid them. If the two glyphs are red, start praying range and be exactly next to the glyph. This special attack changes to a massive meteor falling down, and your run will be deactivated for the duration. Standing on the red glyph will block all damage, but if you're not fast enough, the meteor will deal damage according to your position. If you're right in the middle, it's pretty much a one-hit KO. The other special is nothing huge, so just stand on the purple glyph to avoid damage and continue the fight. The other thing that changes is that black flame walls will now overlap, and you will have to dodge up to 2 at once. Positioning is essential here, but remember that stepping on the purple glyph will also protect you from these if you're in a pinch. Continue doing your thing until Yama reaches 33 HP, and you will have to do the same thing you did for the previous intermission. Go to the demon on the other side of the arena by dodging fireballs to kill it with alternating styles, and then back to the main arena for the final phase. This time, Yama will start attacking with the style opposite to what he started with in phases 1 and 2. If he started with ranged, he will first attack with magic and vice versa. However, we do not have any glyphs on the arena, and Yama will alternate between ranged and magic. Make sure to switch prayer after he uses the respective attack, because we have one final mechanic which makes things pretty chaotic. Only if you're using magic, between basic attacks on phase 3, Yama will throw 3 sets of rocks for which you have a few ticks to react. If horizontal, move 1 tile up or down. If diagonal, move 1 tile perpendicular, and if vertical, move 1 tile left or right. I have them in this order because this is how I position my camera, so make sure to find what works best for you and what feels the most comfortable. If using melee, you will completely skip this mechanic. From here on out, it's a matter of juggling the falling rocks, praying correctly, avoiding the diagonal flame, and killing the orbs with your purging staff. Needless to say, things can get pretty overwhelming for your first couple of KCs, so always remember to take it one step at a time. I personally prioritize prayers, falling rocks, flame walls, and the orbs last since you have a decent amount of time to kill them and get back into Yama. When you defeat him, he will transform and go back to his throne, as well as leaving the loot right under him. It's up to you to decide if you want to challenge him one more time, or go to the bank and resupply to feel more comfortable. Even if you don't have the agility level to get back here quickly, I heavily recommend grabbing a full inventory of food and prayer potions to practice until you nail all the mechanics. The duo fight is much simpler compared to the solo encounter, and you and your partner will just have to be near the glyphs to divide the arena in two to take care of the orbs. Whoever Yama is attacking will be targeted by the meteor, so it's better for the other person to run to the red glyph to save them from certain death. In between phases, you will be damaging different demons which share the same HP bar, so the intermission will go a lot faster. Other than this, nothing really changes mechanically, and my duo Connor and I were getting 3 to 3 30-minute kills with the mage only, which is a lot more chill than the melee one, with all the available special attacks, including the new Soulflame Horn. We were lucky enough to snag the Oathblade helmet on release, which sold for a juicy 132 million GP. And speaking of money, since this is a brand new boss, every single tradable item is already crashing down as we speak. One of the main reasons is that you can literally make your own Oathblade armor, and you don't necessarily need to get it from the boss itself. In terms of money, Yama will drop items which can upkeep supply costs, but outside his special drops, this might not be the right place if you want to keep coming back for money, like Desert Treasure to bosses or the Fortress Coliseum. For the uniques, we've got the new Oathblade armor set which boasts superior / offensive bonuses at the cost of some strength, Oathblade shards to make your own armor, the Soulflame Horn which enhances your team's melee attacks, the Forgotten Lockbox and Dossier which can contain random items and contracts respectively, and of course a super cool pet. Other uniques include an Ether Catalyst to make Ether Runes, Diabolic Worms to catch Anglerfish faster, Barrel of Demonic Tallow which contains 100 Demonic Tallow to make the new Surge Potions, Chasm Teleport Scrolls to take you to the Chasm of Fire, and the other random resources including armor, gems, and runes. Like I said before, being a new encounter, we have yet to see what prices the tradable items will settle at, but most importantly, Oathblade might hover around the fortified Missouri prices or maybe a little cheaper, since they can come into the game much more commonly thanks to how fast kills are and the ability to make your own pieces. Because of this, I won't have an estimate GP per hour here, so let's hope you get lucky with some of those uniques. So ladies and gentlemen, that's pretty much it for this video. I hope you enjoyed and you learned something useful. If you did, tell me what you think of Yama in the comments below, and if you include the term RSN and your username in your comment, you'll be entered in our weekly bond giveaway, for which we will pick a winner on Friday's stream. I want to give a massive thank you to all the people you see on screen for supporting the channel monetarily. You have no idea how much it means to me, my family, and a local animal shelter we help every month. If you like what I do here, click the join button below to see all the cool perks and benefits you can get in the videos, in the live streams, and in the Discord for a monthly fee. In the next one, we will go over all the content Yama brought with it, along experience and the GP per hour with the activities we now have thanks to some cool drops. For now, I hope you have an amazing day, have an amazing week, and I will see you then. Peace.